So what actually happens if you cut sugar completely for 2 weeks? Let's dive in. Swan dive, cannonball, belly flop, whatever gets you in the water. First up, your face. Yup, the round, puffy, glazed donut vibe? Gone. You'll start seeing cheekbones again. It's like your face gets promoted from marshmallow to defined jawline CEO. My face. Total glow up. Went from Pillsbury Doughboy to borderline sculpted. You'll also notice the belly shrinking because your liver's like, finally, I can stop hoarding fat like a doomsday prepper. Why the belly shrinkage? Once you cut sugar, your body goes, welp, guess we're using fat for fuel now. Sugar and fat are your body's only energy sources, and given the choice, your body picks sugar every time because it's the lazy roommate of fuel. But yank sugar off the menu, and your body's forced to start burning the fat stores, starting with the liver. Your belly gets the eviction notice. Next up, your organs. 4 MVPs will thank you immediately when you go sugar-free. First, your eyes. That random blurriness fades away. Vision sharpens. Turns out your eyes are basically drama queens when it comes to sugar. Diabetics even get a condition called diabetic retinopathy, which is fancy talk for sugar wrecks. Your retinas. Cut the sugar and your eyeballs start functioning like they care again. Then, your kidneys. Too much sugar makes your kidneys feel like they're flushing maple syrup through a straw. You might get sugar or protein in your pee because your kidneys are inflamed and worn out. Like rusty plumbing. That's diabetic nephropathy. Nephron equals those tiny filter things in your kidneys. Cut the sugar, and you give your kidneys a break from acting like overworked pool filters. Your arteries? Same deal. Sugar inflames them, stiffens them, and turns your vessels into angry, brittle spaghetti. That's diabetic vascular disease. Cut the sugar, and your arteries start relaxing again. Less rust, more flow. Bonus, since sugar turns into fat and cholesterol, removing it means you'll likely see your cholesterol numbers improve, too. How's that for a free upgrade? And let's not forget your nerves. When sugar's too high, your nerves get fried. Literally. You might feel numbness, tingling, or the walking on pins and needles vibe. But once you ditch the sugar, those nerves start healing, especially the ones in your feet and in your brain. That's right, brain fog, focus problems, forgetting your own Netflix password. It gets better that you'll start feeling mentally clearer. Like you upgraded your brain from Windows 95 to fiber optic speed. Memory improves, concentration sharpens, and mood. Oh boy, you might actually enjoy being around yourself. And here's where it gets almost too logical. What is diabetes? It's literally having too much sugar in your blood. So what's the medical solution? Apparently, genetics, obesity, urbanization. What? And definitely not stop eating sugar. Urbanization? Really? So moving to the city is now a health risk? Quick, pack the bags. We're going back to the farm where nobody eats Pop-Tarts. Even more wild, they'll blame saturated fat. That myth's been busted harder than a bad piñata. But the guidelines still tell you to eat tons of whole grains, aka 85% sugar in disguise. Maybe I'm crazy, or maybe it's just obvious. If diabetes is caused by too much sugar in the blood, maybe stop eating the stuff? Just a wild theory. Alright, next up on the sugar-free glow-up tour, you're going to pee less at night. Yup, fewer midnight bathroom marathons. Why? Because water follows sugar like a lost puppy. When you eat sugar, it hangs out in your bloodstream, gets filtered through your kidneys, and tells your bladder, party time. Especially at 2 a.m. But if you cut the sugar, suddenly your bladder's like, oh, we're chilling now. And you actually sleep through the night without rehearsing for a zombie movie on your 10th bathroom trip. I had patients who used to get up 10 times a night, and that was just to say hi to their toilet. We cut the sugar and boom, full nights of sleep like it was 1995. Next magical perk, energy. Your body runs on 2 fuels, sugar and fat. Sugar is like Tinder, quick, easy, and gone fast. Fat is like a long-term relationship. It keeps giving and doesn't ghost you midday. When you cut sugar, your body is forced to start burning fat. And surprise, you've got way more fat calories than sugar calories sitting around. Even thin folks are carrying around like 100,000 calories of fat. That's a lot of backup fuel. Sugar? A measly 1,700 calories tops. That's like choosing between a car battery and a sad little AAA you found in your junk drawer. Now imagine running your whole body on that AAA battery. You'd be hangry, tired, crashing by noon, and eyeballing donuts like they owed you money. But when you burn fat instead, your energy levels turn into a smooth jazz playlist. Steady, calm, and classy. Here's the kicker. Most people can't tap into fat because they're living on the standard American diet, aptly nicknamed SAD. Too much sugar in the blood blocks your access to fat fuel. So when you quit sugar, you switch to premium-grade energy, and your brain, body, and mirror will thank you. Speaking of cravings, when you're not eating between meals, your body's still munching, but on your fat stores. That means you aren't hungry because it's eating. Teamwork. Your cravings vanish. But the only way to get there is stop eating sugar. And maybe stop snacking every 14 minutes. How long does the detox take? Roughly 3 days. That's it. 3 days of willpower, and you're through the tunnel. It's not Everest. You don't need a Sherpa, just a plan and maybe a buddy to smack the cookie out of your hand. Keep your carbs under 50 grams per day. Yes, that includes fruit, honey, and all the sneaky sugars hiding in everything. Bread, pasta, cereal, crackers, muffins, waffles, pancakes. Basically the grocery store's middle aisles. For perspective, the average American takes in 13.5 teaspoons of added sugar a day. That's 54 grams, just from the obvious stuff. When you throw in all the other carbs that turn into sugar, like wine, beer, soda, and your kids' leftover mac and cheese, you're looking at over half a pound of sugar a day. That's 275 grams, or 68.75 teaspoons. It's basically a bakery's worth. Cutting sugar is a big deal. The reward? You'll feel amazing. Like, I suddenly understand quantum physics kind of clarity. Your mood stabilizes, brain sharpens, clothes fit better, face unbloats, cravings fade, and you stop thinking about frosting at 9 a.m. That's a win in every direction. All right, let's talk about inflammation. When you ditch sugar, your inflammation, pain, and that I'm a human rusty hinge feeling, they start disappearing. Your arteries? They stop acting like dried out garden hoses and actually start flexing like yoga instructors again. This means blood pressure drops like it just saw its ex at the grocery store. Medication might not be needed as much, so you can stop having a drawer that looks like a Walgreens aisle. Since everyone and their grandma is on anti-inflammatory meds these days, cutting sugar might just save your wallet and your liver. But let's go deeper, literally. We're talking inside the body, kind of deep, inside your arteries, eyes, kidneys, even your nervous system. The stuff you can't see on an X-ray selfie. That hidden inflammation? It starts to calm down. Here's the deal. When your arteries are inflamed, their walls thicken, like your ex's skull when you try to explain boundaries. And thick walls mean less space for blood to travel, which means higher risk of clogged pipes and blood traffic jams. But take sugar out of the equation, and now blood can flow like it's cruising in the carpool lane. Win-win. Now let's get to the crowd favorite, weight loss. And not just yay, the scale moved. We're talking real fat loss. At first, sure, you'll drop a lot of water weight. That's because stored sugar, aka glycogen, is like a sugar-soaked sponge. Every gram holds onto 3 grams of water like it's prepping for a desert hike. Ditch the sugar, and boom, 13 pounds gone in 1 to 2 weeks. Yes, most of it's water, but hey, your genes won't know the difference. But here's the better part. You finally get to burn actual fat, like the kind that clings to your love handles like it's paying rent. Once you kick sugar to the curb, your body starts burning you for fuel. Efficient and free, just how we like it. Now picture this. You're trying to lose weight on a high-carb diet. That's like hiking uphill while carrying a backpack full of bricks and snacks. You'll be battling cravings, mood swings, and the insatiable urge to eat your weight in cereal. Torture. No thanks. Why? Because carbs convert to fat and cholesterol, especially when you're sedentary or snacking like it's your job. In fact, most of the fat in your liver didn't show up with a cheeseburger. It got delivered by carbs disguised as healthy grains and wholesome bread. And no, I'm not talking about just donuts and candy. We're talking about the so-called good carbs, grains, breads, pasta, starches, potatoes, the whole crew. Your pantry might be the problem. Next up on the why ditching sugar is basically magic list, your skin. Yep, your acne. It starts packing its bags. Those red rashes, they peace out too. Why? Because we're evicting inflammation like it's an unruly tenant that hasn't paid rent in months. And it's not just your cheeks. The puffiness under your eyes, that bloated, I just cried through a rom-com and ate cereal straight from the box face, that starts slimming down too. Turns out, your puffy face wasn't from emotion, it was from bagels. Now, for the grand finale. I saved the best for last. This one's the boss level of benefits. We're talking about the dark overlord of health issues. Insulin resistance. It's like that one friend who ruins every group trip, shows up uninvited and causes chaos. But let's break it down. Insulin is a hormone that gets triggered by sugar and carbs. They're like the toxic couple that keeps showing up at your party, even though nobody wants them there. When you constantly overload your body with sugar, your cells start ignoring insulin like it's a spam call. This is called insulin resistance. Your body's like, no thanks, we've seen enough of you. It's the hormonal version of getting ghosted. And just like with annoying people, your body throws up a barrier. So now, sugar can't get into the cells, insulin keeps knocking louder, and the pancreas is back there trying to keep up like an overworked intern brewing triple batches just to be heard. The result? Now you've got too much insulin and too much sugar. Double trouble. Your pancreas gets exhausted, honestly, same, and eventually it can't keep up. That's when prediabetes and diabetes start to show up uninvited to the party. Worse yet, insulin resistance slows down your metabolism like it's walking through molasses. You hit a set point weight, maybe 160 pounds, and your body guards that number like it's a state secret. No matter what you do, you just can't break through. Diet? Exercise? Kale smoothies? Nah, your body's like, we good here. But here's the good news. When you cut out sugar, your insulin resistance starts to fade away like your last awkward Tinder date. Suddenly, your body actually absorbs nutrients again: potassium, magnesium, B1, calcium, even vitamin D. It's like your cells are going, hey, I can breathe again. You also absorb more amino acids, which means your muscles can finally start building back up, especially in those spots you thought were doomed to remain dimply forever. Yep, goodbye sad cellulite. Hello sculpted curves. Getting rid of insulin resistance doesn't just help your pants fit better. It helps with fatty liver, heart disease, stroke prevention, even lowers your cancer risk. This isn't just about looking better. It's about living better. If you've been on the fence about giving this a shot, hop off that fence and sprint toward this sugar-free lifestyle like your life depends on it. Because, in a way, it kind of does.